Here we go, right? And same old crap in the news. Yeah. When you debate Jimmy Reefercake, it doesn't matter if you win all the hoes. My man, Chris Lapakko.
Oh, Jimmy, it's hard for me to stay mad at you, bro. I'm not really mad at you, man. It's all bullshit, but no hard feelings, okay?
Man, I let out a shit storm. It was a shit cane, and I felt a lot of shitty vibrations, and I let them overtake myself.
Yeah.
And yet, there's fun in the fact that you're here now. This is no Twitter bullshit. This is a guy who has the dedication to come on to All the Hypocrisy podcast to debate.
Yes.
The man who no one wants to debate. Everyone fears me far and wide. No, I'm just kidding. Let's hand it over to Isha. And with that to say in the beginning is that this is for fun, people. All right, Isha, what do you say? I'll put my guitar down.
Okay, so everyone, I hope you guys, I just want to get everyone, if there is an audience, I want the audience to know about the rules of the debate. The rules are that each participant gets 3 minutes for their side. The other person gets 3 minutes. And then they each get 1 rebuttal for 1 minute each. And if needed, I'll ask follow-up questions. And no interrupting. And just write it down if they say something wrong, write it down and then use your rebuttal time to rebut them. No interrupting. Okay?
Yes. You will be keeping the time. I have to rely on you.
Yes, I will be keeping the time. Should I give you guys a warning? Like, should I say 10? What should I do to give you a warning?
Yeah, just say 10 seconds.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you a 10-second warning. Okay.
Be firm, because I don't want it. I hate it when they get away with going over time.
Me
all
too.
Right?
I'm very firm.
All right, sweet. I like it that way. Let's do it.
This is weird. Okay. Okay.
I don't even know. All right. Sometimes this happens at an All the Hypocrisy podcast debate.
Okay.
Isha was taking bong rips before the show.
Exactly. It's 4:20, everybody.
She's like, let's start this at 4:20 for Jimmy Reefercake. Right. I'm on you, Isha. Okay.
Okay. So the first question. By the way, I will be alternating who gets to ask who goes first between questions so that no one has an unfair advantage. Okay. So the first question is for Chris Lapakko. Is Hillary lesser evil than Trump, or greater evil than Trump, or about equally evil as Trump, and why?
Hillary Clinton is lesser evil by far, and I voted for Jill Stein because I don't live in a swing state. But if I did live in a swing state, I would have voted for Hillary Clinton. It's a matter of field position, in my view. Okay, so people who like American football, or I'm sure it applies across different sports, but would you rather be playing on your end of the field and guarding your goal line and having to stop an all-out assault? It's 3rd and goal and we're backed up, all right, and we got injured players and they're pushing hard against us and they're about to score. On the other hand, I could be on like the 45-yard line and it's 2nd and 10. Maybe I'm really going too far into this analogy, but which side of the 50-yard line do you want to play on? And when you get somebody like Trump, you're all the way down on your goal line and you're trying not to lose the big game. So that's my feeling on the whole situation. Hillary Clinton was a terrible candidate. It was her fault that she lost. Okay? It's her fault. All of the onus lies on her. All right? She had all of the apparatus to win. She had big money behind her, right? She had a terrible candidate to run against, and she fucked it up. There's no excuse for Hillary Clinton. So if people expect me to defend Hillary Clinton in any way, shape, or form, other than to say that she's better than Donald Trump, which I think is clearly the case. But if you want defense of Hillary Clinton besides that, you might be sorely disappointed in me. So.
Okay, you still have 1 minute and 25 seconds. Do you have anything else to say, or are you done?
I think I'm done on that.
Jimmy, is Hillary Clinton lesser evil, greater evil, or about or is equally evil as Donald Trump, and why?
Yes. Well, I'd like to answer that in a way a little different from Chris. Okay. Just because, I mean, I agree. She maybe is lesser of evil than Trump, and I voted for her. I was able to
chill. Sorry. I won't interrupt. I'm sorry.
No interruptions.
I'm sorry.
Firmly stopped. Yes, I was able to rationalize and do that. However, I differ from Chris. I might as well point out that I can see that the answer could also be it depends. It depends on how you view, like it depends on, how about this? It depends on stuff we don't even know. I think there's a lot of mystery and crazy crap going on. Oh, that way. We have an invasion. We have an invading youngster. Mrs. Reefercake, I told you. Okay, sorry guys. Thanks for taking up my whole debate time. I'm gonna just wrap it up by saying that my view on this little issue here is that it's too much obsession on it, because we're the Sam Cedar fans here, and I'll go to my issue with it related to him, is that I feel there's too much obsession on the criticalness of agreeing on that particular thing, because it's not just one football field as in 2 dimensions. The football fields exist in many dimensions. Whatever the issue is actually a football field. Because when you score a touchdown is when you get the issue success that you want. For example, legalization of marijuana. That's something that I want to score a touchdown on. You could go with healthcare. So with healthcare, it's like with Obamacare. I don't even know if we scored the touchdown. We might have got a field goal, but I want a touchdown. There's so many dimensions, so many football fields, and then so many points of view and so much propaganda that I want to give people some slack to have different opinions on that one and not be so angry towards especially the Green Party folks, other viewpoints. But thank you. That's my answer.
Okay, you still have 45 seconds. Are you done?
I will let that go. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Chris, do you have a rebuttal?
Well, I just want to note another way that Jimmy Reefercake is a shill is he has a hot tub, apparently.
I do.
Jordan Sheraton, I'm just saying. Okay? I'm on to you.
Well, yeah.
But go ahead. You can. I'll let you butt in. Tell us about
that's just crazy. But yes, I will speak about my hot tub for a moment. It's really good for the old guy. It helps you out with the lower back, the hips, and just also my circulation of my feet. I got these white, I got literally white lack of circulation. 6 foot 190 here. Okay. I'm not the, I'm just kidding. Throwing out some measurements, but all right, guys, that's all I got to say about that.
Rebuttal time. Okay, so he's got a hot tub. So just want to put that on the scoreboard here. Okay.
Damn it.
When it comes to things like, well, what is your opinion? Is Hillary Clinton better than Donald Trump? It's like, yeah, you could say, like, it's my opinion that eating a pile of dog vomit is better than, like, or not as good as, like, some leftover chicken that's sitting in the garbage or something like that. Like,
how about 50-50 dog vomit chicken mixture?
No. I think
I want.
Interruptions, Jimmy.
I butchered that right now. Okay. You could have it asked backwards, right? You could say, like, I don't like donuts. I like dog vomit, right? Like, that could be your opinion, but you're wrong. Like, it's disgusting, and the things that you like are weird and gross. Okay. So when it's like objective reality, well.
Okay, time out.
Sorry.
Okay, Jimmy, your rebuttal to the dog vomit.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of like dog vomit with like it's like chicken, right? So there's a bunch of chicken, but it's like probably 50% dog vomit.
Oh my God!
You're talking about whether to eat a full thing of dog vomit or something that has some dog vomit in it. you really have to fight hard against both of those options, really hard, because the dog vomit is gross enough to really make you puke either way. So you might get some chicken in your dog vomit. Sorry, man. It's not going to do the trick for me.
I didn't.
I think we're getting too carried away with the analogy. Okay. Jimmy,
Yep.
you still have 15 seconds. Are you done with your rebuttal?
Yeah, we got to move on. I got to recover from this hot tub incident.
Okay.
Yeah. Next issue.
Okay, so this issue is for Jimmy Reefercake. Did having Trump as president create a positive accelerationist effect in that it'll be better in the long run, or did it put us back and we're worse off in the long run? You understand the question?
Absolutely. That's a great question. And it goes kind of along with the first question that you said, where my answer is that we don't really know. When we pretend that we are somehow like super beings who can predict, like, in fact, like it's not a linear thing. It's multidimensional, like biological. There's evolution. The computers have introduced this whole new dimension of communication. We're experiencing a time. It's almost like steroids are getting applied to our whole news system. And if you even call a news system, so you got such critical parts like an information and news system that are changing. You have also just whether Trump is president or not versus Hillary Clinton. That's why I said in the beginning that I had to say that like Jimmy Dore, for example, to mention the dark one that Sammy likes to bring up so much, is there's a whole bunch of people in that list of people, who say, like the H.A. Goodman, Jamal Thomas, Tim Black, Chris Lapakko. Why are you in this list? Oh, no, just kidding. Sam Senior. There's a bunch of people in a list who agree on a fair amount of things. And there's no reason to obsess on stuff instead of just fighting the battles in every issue that we care about.
But Jimmy, can you answer the question on whether Trump had a positive accelerationist effect on the left or not?
Okay, I'm going to say yes. I think he had yeah, but also he had this other weird effect of these kind of freak show other left middle, Joy Reidites who have this, like, they're obsessing and making everyone look bad by going after him with such a weird obsession and like making up sort of like, so I think there has been a lot of acceleration stuff, but it hasn't always been good. It's been like stuff that's going to backfire when you talk about everything on MSNBC or blowing up all this just blah, 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 blah. And they just obsessed on Trump. So I think they might fuck up by obsessing on Trump's personality, Trump's tweets. You hear in my songs, I often talk about
30 seconds.
How Trump's, yeah, thank you, is distracting people. How, like, that's basically it. Trump will. We need to get that's why I want us to unite. I'll summarize there. We have to unite in a smart way. Thank you.
Okay. We have 11 seconds, but you forfeit it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say we have to unite, and that includes like Tim Black to Sam Cedar uniting in order to actually beat Trump.
Okay.
Thank you.
Chris, what's your answer to the question?
No, he has had an absolute negative, like positive accelerationist. Like, no, it's negative accelerationist, I guess. Social services are being destroyed. Medicare, tax cuts for the rich, so they're going to get big money in their pockets, and everyone else is going to get screwed. This stuff is going to happen now. It's not like we don't know, like Jimmy says, we don't know what's going to happen. We can't predict. Yes, it's happening right now. People are being deported, rounded up, detained. Talk to Ronald Reagan about that type of stuff. This stuff is actually happening. Jeff Sessions is actually the Attorney General. So this hopefulness that you might have had for any sort of like loosening of federal regulations under Hillary Clinton, maybe she wouldn't have ended the federal prohibition, but she would have said, we're not going to fuck with states or whatever. We're not going to try to put people in prison longer for nonviolent drug offenses. None of that's going to happen with Jeff Sessions. Right. And I'm looking at H.A. Goodman's timeline right now. If we want to talk about people who are obsessing about certain things, I would like to obsess about the president. I would like to obsess about the person who has the nuclear codes. And H.A. Goodman wants to
stay on topic a little bit on Trump and the effect of accelerationism.
Sure, I was just responding to his.
It's fair because I brought up AJ Goodman, sure, but don't go. Don't.
That's fine. That's,
no,
fine.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, yes. Maybe, probably not. But if people who would focus on what's happening right now and focus on Donald Trump would actually focus on Donald Trump, then there might be some sort of positive accelerations thing. But a lot of these people who wanted this accelerationist result are stuck in the 2016 election. So they're not accelerating anything. They're just hanging out in the past. They're complaining about a drunk guy, right? While there's another drunk guy who actually has keys to a car and is driving away. Like, oh, well, this guy's really drunk. Yeah, that guy's got the keys, though, and that's the guy you need to focus on. Yeah, but this person over here, they're really drunk, too. They're both the same. No, they're not the same. That dude can kill people. This person's not relevant right now. I forfeit the rest of my time.
Okay. Jimmy.
Yeah, rebut that, yes.
Do you have a rebuttal?
Yeah, so I think that you can see what, if we just, and it's not actually a big secret dividing, saying there's a Sam Cedar side and a Tim Black side. And well, that would probably make the most sense. H.A. Goodman would take it off track, but those are the sides that we both are agreeing in order to accomplish what we want, need to unite to some level. The Tim Black and the Sam Cedar. So that even when Tim Black called Sam Cedar, that was the premise of what he started talking about. And I know from living here in Maine, what happens when you don't unite against the evil force.
Wait, Jimmy, you're not on topic.
Yeah. What was the question again?
Accelerationism.
So, okay, so that's the point right there. In order to accelerate, so accelerationism isn't just like something that we know will or not happen. In order for it to happen, that means that there needs to be a united, force. That's the acceleration that will actually accelerate. Anything else is just like these Joy Reeds accelerating on their bullshit, and then maybe other people accelerating there. Okay, thank you.
So I guess let me succinctly, if there is an audience, let me succinctly summarize what Jimmy's trying to say is that it's not a pass. It is possible for Trump to be a positive accelerating force, but we have to make it happen.
Thank you.
Chris, go ahead. Your rebuttal.
Yes, they do have to make it happen, and then they should stop complaining about Hillary Clinton's emails. I forfeit the rest of my time.
Well, to the emails, I would say.
Wait, no talking out of turn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to just forfeit the rest of my time there, but yeah, I'll do it. I think that's good enough. Stop talking. Well,
yeah, move on. That's fine.
Okay.
There are better. Yeah.
Okay.
You get the picture. Moving on.
I guess I kind of understood where the core of your disagreement comes from. Should somebody who considers themselves as a leftist or like a leader in the movement in the left, like, does somebody that focuses on Seth Rich, wait, who's first now? Chris. Okay.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Does focusing on Seth Rich or Hillary Clinton's emails, does it, there's two perspectives. One is it brings people who are normally like kind of right-ish into our movement, and then we can kind of red pill, as in the communists red pill them. Or the second perspective is that it discredits their left. Which one do you think is true? Like, so do you understand my question?
Yeah, no, I think it discredits and distracts the left. So you get a bunch of people talking about Hillary Clinton might have killed Seth Rich. Like, if that's your conspiracy theory, that's your conspiracy theory. Well, why wouldn't it be the Russians who killed Seth Rich? Like maybe he had some dirt on him. I'm sure you could make up a whole bunch of other stuff, but there's a lot of claims without real evidence. And then they go off into conspiracy land. So I think it's a distraction, and it discredits people on the left. Because I know a lot of people think that like environmentalists and liberal hippie commie people, like what's the word I'm looking for? Just like extreme hippie acid head drug addict type people from the 60s, flower child. Like that's what they think of people on the left. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of that comes from people saying, oh man, fuck the system, man. I'm not even going to vote, bro. Nah, nah, nah. And it's like, dude, if you're not going to vote, if you're not going to try to have an impact in any way, shape, or form politically, if you're just going to check out of the system and say that everyone's bad. Like,
a little ranty, Chris. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that we need to have like, wait, can you summarize or any, because you still have 2 minutes, just summarize it, what you were trying to say, your main point, please.
I don't even remember anymore. What was the question?
It was Seth Rich, and you're saying it makes us look like we're a bunch of conspiracy theorist dipshits. Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, and if you want to focus, if you want to be a conspiracy theorist, I'm prone to conspiracy theories too. But if you want to be a conspiracy theorist, then focus it on Donald Trump, right? Like that's where I like to joke about the pee-pee tapes. I think it's funny to me. Tim Black is like, oh, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Now let me tell you about this one dude who overdosed. There's another guy, Sean Lucas, who he thinks that apparently maybe might have been killed by Hillary Clinton. There's all sorts of bullshit conspiracy theories out there, and people on the left push them. And if you want to push conspiracy theories, do it against your political enemies. That's my big beef. Swing at people on the other side of on the opposing team. You know.
Okay, you still have 45 seconds. Do you forfeit?
Forfeit.
Okay, Jimmy, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Conspiracy theories are either true or false. Let me just let that sink in. Conspiracy theories are either true or false. Now, let's talk. Okay, Seth Rich, what exactly is the conspiracy theory? Like, I think something happened that is fishy when you add in different parts. So what's the truth? I think it's very conspiracy ridden and very fishy. And you talk about Julian Assange. Okay, so in one of my songs, I had the line, it goes, Hillary said, can't we just drone him because she found him annoying? Who is she? Who did she want to drone? Julian Assange.
Can we kind of, I know you're probably all are stoned, so wait, can you live on topic?
Oh, I was going right off the conspiracy theory.
No, we're
Rich, right? Isn't that
it discredits the media or not, the left media?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I was very on point when I'm saying conspiracy theories are either, I'll let it sink in again for you guys, it's true or it's false. The media is supposed to find out what's true and what's false. I get a little bit touchy when I feel like people are getting touchy about what they can talk about based on what team they think it's going to help or hurt, because that takes the whole premise out of what I really want to let sink in again. Conspiracy theory, a lot of them have been proven true. And when they get found out, the quicker they get found out, that's a revolutionary, helpful thing. So conspiracy theory, like the fact that the Iraq war was based on a lie, like conspiracy theory, like how MLK was killed. Like this whole hippie like thing, as in like a conspiracy theorist is a drug-addled, like, I'm sure the more hallucinogens you take, you're going to become more creative with your conspiracy theories. That's just part of the enhancement of hallucinogens. So, but then you go back and you find out there's so many true conspiracy theories. So there's a common thing that's happening, and you can say that same crowd of Tim Black list of people there, where they are fervently not letting anybody police the topics that they want to talk about. If I want to talk about Seth Rich, I'll talk about Seth Rich. And if Hillary wants to drone Assange, that means she's a killer. I don't know.
Time out.
Thank you.
Okay, since neither of you actually stayed on topic, and I'm getting funny.
I was on top. Here,
I thought it was a Seth Rich.
Okay, wait.
Or discredit.
I said it discredits and distracts, and I will say it again. Tim's theories, furthermore, distract, or excuse me, Tim's theories discredit real conspiracies. So when stuff does happen that is a conspiracy, no one listens to you. You're the boy who cried wolf. So
but the Seth Rich did happen.
Okay, so Jimmy, you're
it did.
Okay, Jimmy, your 1 minute rebuttal now.
All right. My rebuttal is that if we want to have credibility,
you can't see me.
Credibility means that there's got to be someone looking at conspiracies. If no one's looking at conspiracies, there's no credibility. If there's conspiracies you won't look at and won't even talk about, and worse yet, you go into a rage when you even hear someone talk about it. You judge them. You know, this is why the disagreement with Jimmy Dore and Sammy is if you go to the very beginning of it, because this is the question you're asking, Isha, right? Is that the discrediting. So Sammy's saying that Jimmy Dore discredits the whole to the Young Turks, and like the whole world is discredited because Jimmy Dore wants to cover Seth Rich. Well, I'm turning around. I'm saying that Sam Cedar is discredited by not wanting to cover Seth Rich. Same fucking thing.
Okay.
You just got to cover everything.
Okay. Enough.
Thank you.
Time. Okay. So now we're going to switch gears because I think we need to talk about more ethereal topics. So
now we're really fucked. Oh my God.
I don't even know what that means at the moment, but
Reefercake's turn.
Okay.
So who do you think will win in the Alabama election? And why do you think they will win?
That's a tough one. That is the one with the guy who was the pedophile, right?
Roy Moore. Roy
Moore, thank you. I was just trying to think. Can I remember the guy's name? With the pedophile.
Doug Jones, his other guy.
And so, right, and it's getting real heated and everything, and I don't want to even spend too much time on it just because basically, sadly, you know, I don't even know. I don't know what I can say about that. I'll say it sucks. It sucks that there's a pedophile who could win and probably really could win. I'll just say that. He really could, because you see the madness of this current environment where people aren't communicating, don't trust each other, you know. So that's all I can say.
Okay. You forfeit the rest of your minute?
Yeah.
Okay, Chris.
Why is there a special election in Alabama?
Because Jeff Sessions was the senator, and he became attorney general.
I just wanted to remind people of that. Okay. Will Roy Moore win? Who cares? Because the other guy's a neoliberal. They're all the same. Doesn't matter. That's the problem I have with this whole thing. The people in Jimmy's camp, I guess. Yeah, Roy Moore will win. In my opinion, if I had to put money on it, Roy Moore is going to win. Was that the crux of this thing here? I had to step away for 1 little second, so I didn't hear all of Jimmy's response.
Yes.
That was the question.
Why do you think Roy Moore will win?
Why do I think he'll win? Because people in the South are crazy, in my opinion. I'm a Yankee. I'm way up north. Those people are psychopaths, man. They don't care about facts. They don't care about logic. No critical thinking abilities. They just don't like liberals because it's been drilled in their head from day one, and they're all, I shouldn't say they're all stupid. There are a bunch of them who are malinformed. How does that sound? So, yeah, they just don't like liberals, and they're not going to vote for liberals. And a lot of them are racist too, so that's a big problem. You know, that's a lot of the reason they won't vote for Democrats.
But Doug Jones is white. Okay.
Yeah, but they don't care. He stands with Black Lives Matter. He wants cops dead. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. I heard he likes black people. I ain't voting for him. Doug Jones got banned from a mall or whatever. Roy Moore got banned from a mall. Yeah, who cares? Potato, potato. They're all the same.
Yeah, that's a nice way to describe it. That's what I mean about this craziness.
You forfeit?
Done.
Move on.
Okay, Jimmy, you get 1 minute rebuttal.
Just a nice agreement on that one where I'm saying that like there's so much hatred towards so many different groups, crossfire, that when you bring up a certain issue, it seems like it's never going to work because they already have so much hatred stored up on these different channels of crossfire bullshit. Yep. So anyone could win by using hatred, like Paul LePage, the governor of our state. You don't have to. He's outright, said a bunch of crazy shit about black drug dealers impregnating all the young white women. Like, that's just nuts. And we're not even in the South. So that's why, again, you gotta unite the other people. As much as you may find them disgusting or annoying, you have to unite to stop these the whole force of evil that we're up against. That is all.
Okay. Chris, do you have a rebuttal for that?
So my rebuttal to that is so then I'm supposed to talk about Seth Rich then?
No,
I'm supposed to. No. I'm asking like to.
Oh, rhetorical. Okay.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Am I supposed to talk about Seth Rich? Am I supposed to lend credence to
yes. that? You can talk about it in a way that you think makes sense, but like you probably have an explanation besides it, or at least you could talk about why is Assange doing this?
How did someone get shot in Baltimore, Washington, D.C., or wherever it was?
Well, why did Julian Assange get into this in this Kim.com? And that's something to talk about. I guess you're going to have to shit on them, which you could do.
Yeah, I will shit on Julian Assange.
There you go.
He's done good work.
Okay.
Jordan did good work, okay. Whatever.
Time over. This is okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this brings me to the next question. Okay, so one of the most annoying tropes of. By the way, Brittany asked if you guys are willing to do a rap battle at the end.
A rap battle.
Yeah, debate rap battle. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so okay, so this one you don't have to do a rap battle, but if there's a question that you both feel like you can rap battle, do that. Okay. So this question brings me to it's a nice segue about who to unite with and who not to unite with. For example, people have been inviting George Bush, Ronald Reagan. The Democratic Party shared Ronald Reagan memes. Bill Kristol, David Frum into the resistance. Do they belong there? Do they not belong there? Like, where do we draw the line on who to unite with? This time, I think Chris goes first.
I would draw the line, and maybe I've been guilty of this in the past, like way back in the day. Like, hey, even Reagan said this. Even Reagan said, like, I don't hate black people, whatever it was. He hated black people too. But anyway, maybe he was smart enough to say the right thing. Anyway, but no, in the situation we're in right now, using any of those people to justify your cause, I think is pretty dumb. Like, if you're retweeting David Frum, the person who like ushered in, the Iraq War, helped George Bush out, he lowered the bar across the board for the Republican Party, man. And we got two parties here, so they brought the standard way down for George Bush. Then when Sarah Palin or Donald Trump shows up, everyone's like, "Yeah, we're used to this type of thing." Like, thanks, David Frum. Thanks for speaking out now. So no, David Frum, those types of people annoy me. They don't. At least they're aimed in the right direction now. So it's just as long as they don't bug the shit out of me, right? But then they start going into the area where they talk about Bernie Sanders supporters and how socialism's bad, and you go down the line. Like, Joy Ann Reid does all sorts of bad things I don't like. So yeah, I would not retweet David Frum unless I wanted to shit post on him. Yeah, fuck you, David Frum. Retweet. There we go. I forfeit the rest of my time.
Okay.
Oh,
Jimmy?
I should have rap battled that one, man. God damn it. I'll remember next time.
Okay, rap battle. Or not.
Jimmy?
Okay, so can you, the basic question was, I guess, was it whether we should allow center or like people who like Republicans? What was it again about?
No. Where is the limit on you said we need to unite, right? Where do we draw the line? Like, obviously we shouldn't unite with Pol Pot, but
okay.
But like, where is the line that we draw is what I'm asking. Some people have included Bush in the resistance, and
oh, I know what you mean now.
Yeah. So let's unite, but where do we draw the line?
So it's like unite against Trump. Oh yeah. So when the only reason you're uniting is just because you're against Trump, you know there's a problem there. That's where you see the Bushy come into play. If the only reason you give a shit is because you don't like Trump and he's a bad face and he makes you feel icky, then you got a problem. If you're uniting with someone because you agree on the issues, then you're doing it the way I say to do it, people. You don't give a fuck. You don't draw any lines. So you see, why would I not join in with Bush? Because he represents the Iraq War. Like, he's a devastating figure in history. Like, why would you even, give him any, oh my goodness. So that is, to me, one of the most insanely hypocritical, stupid thing to do, because again, the credibility, hypocrisy, credibility, like they go hand in hand. When you act like a hypocrite, and then going on to see a little more, so when you keep letting those people over the years, you keep giving them a free pass. That's what Hillary Clinton is. She lost to Barack Obama. But you see, she just kind of, when those people hang around forever because they're rich, they have the power, they know how to dominate using their influence, as Hillary Clinton showed when she manipulated the election, stole it from us. Not even really stole it from Bernie Sanders. She stole the election from you, me, all of us who agree, even the Tim Black, the Jimmy Dores, the ones that we say are horrible. Hillary Clinton did that by hanging in there, taking over the DNC, totally owning the DNC. And then you got this Assange guy who comes in and he's revealing it. So yeah, she wanted to drone his ass. That's what the story goes like. And I got off track right there.
Yeah. Okay. So the line is drawn at, okay.
The line is drawn on whether or not the person is with you on the issues that you agree on. And if they come in with this Trump bullshit, they can fucking bite my ass. Okay. They can bite my ass. They do not matter if they just do it because of Trump. Nope.
Okay. Chris, do you have a rebuttal?
Trump is a uniquely bad president. He is absolutely terrible. He's the worst fucking president in the United States ever, 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 ever. So when people act like Jimmy Reefercake, like, yo, he's just another guy. He's just another. No, he's the worst president ever. So far, we're 1 year into this guy's presidency, right? And look at the types of things he's tried to pull. This stuff is not going to stop, and nobody's going to impeach him because Republicans control everything. So when you say, like, we need to unite on the issues, well, what are the issues? Like health, I would assume healthcare, education, infrastructure, ending wars, those types of things, right? So let's do that by getting rid of the person who drops a Moab in Afghanistan, by the person who encourages police brutality, by the person who encourages people to kill protesters, says that Nazis are good people, emboldens white supremacists.
Time over. Okay. Jimmy, your rebuttal?
Oh, well, that pretty sums it up. That's where we disagree. I think that disagreement is something that should always be, considered, whether or not you really. Well, I mean, you said he's the worst president in history. George Bush started the Iraq War.
Wait, Jimmy. Hold on. Jimmy. That's our next question, actually.
Okay.
Okay. Who did I ask? I asked Chris the question first. Okay. Right?
Yes.
Okay, Jimmy, this is our next question. Who is worse, Bush or Trump?
Oh, to me, that's right now we have to say that Bush is until Trump keeps proving that he can, a path to be able to kill that many people who wouldn't otherwise be killed if he didn't make a decision. I mean, you got to add up the numbers. So it's like Hall of Fame of evil. If you want to get in the Hall of Fame of evil, you got to put the numbers on the board. And Bush has he put up some great heavy duty numbers in starting the war and killing So right now, Trump, in order for Trump to reach that level of evil, he's going to have to crash the economy because Bush did that too. He's going to have to, what else would Trump have to do? He's got his work cut out for him. That's what, so it's fun. I know Chris maybe thinks Trump is worse. I'll let you answer the question with the rest of my time.
Okay. Chris, go ahead.
Well, and I just want to maybe walk back my last statement a little bit. Maybe he's not the worst president in history yet, okay? Yet, all right? He's got some time left. I don't know. Okay, so he hasn't killed as many people as we did in Iraq. Once again, that's a pretty low bar. Thanks, David Frum and those types of people. Anyway, moving on. Trump, though, compared to George Bush at this point in his presidency, much worse. Imagine this. Imagine if 9/11 happened on Donald Trump's watch. How do you think he would respond? Right now, he's tweeting out bullshit, fake little clip videos that are meant to stoke hatred against Muslims across the world. How do you think that people are going to respond to that type of stuff? So if you want to talk about lives, if you want to talk about people dying, like that's the type of thing that inspires people all over the place, man. There's so many fucking crazy people in the world that when they see stuff like that, bad things happen. So just on the front of like racial prejudice and bigotry, xenophobia, all of that stuff, yeah, he's much worse, right? Not to mention he has all of the same economic policies on steroids. Okay, so he's more militaristic, he's more hateful, and he's looking to give more money to rich people. That's pretty much worse than all factors that I can think of.
Okay.
Forfeit.
Jimmy, do you have a rebuttal?
Yeah, I think it's really. I do one thing that I will give you is that the stuff that Trump says has been way worse on like racism and xenophobia, but Bush.
North Korea. Sorry, I'm not interrupting. Coughing fit.
North Korea. I mean, I think Bush was the guy who originally said the axis of evil comments. You want to talk about North Korea? Bush was the guy who originally said the axis of evil, didn't he, Chris? So that means that Trump is just following the lead led by this Republican John McCain. Look at the last Republican candidate for fucking president, the most militant. Like the thing about Trump is that I think we all know that he said things that indicate. There's no way that I can say anything good about him, but there are people out there, and they're not me, who when he said certain things.
Okay.
What's that?
That was a timer.
Okay, I'll let it go there. That's
okay.
Fine.
Chris, what's your rebuttal?
Yep.
I wish Trump was classy enough to come up with axis of evil. He's not that smart. That's well branded. That was focus group. Okay. Frank Luntz worked on that shit for a month, right? Donald Trump would tweet something out about how Muslims are rapists, right? He would tweet some little Rocket Man's mom is a whore or something like that. He goes absolutely bonkers. Nobody checks his Twitter. He's the drunk guy with the keys to the car, and he's driving all over the fucking place. And people in Jimmy Reefercake's camp are bitching about the guy on the 40 or guy on the sidewalk with a 40 ounce drinking in public. Oh, he's breaking the law and he's breaking the law. Whatever.
Okay.
I forfeit.
Okay. This question, you should both do it in a rap battle.
Okay.
Chris, go first. What are the dangers of Trump's Twitter feed?
Hold on. Get ready for it. Get ready for this.
Tell me when to start the clock.
Yeah. Word. Dangers of Trump's Twitter feed. Okay. Trump gets up every morning, sits down on the shitter, starts playing with his Twitter, starts playing with his daughter, says, cut it out, man. You're about to slaughter a bunch of people in North Korea. You got diarrhea. Put the phone down, man. Nobody wants to see you sitting there wiping your ass, posting stuff real fast on Twitter. Man, somebody change his password. The shit's getting absurd. And I don't know if you heard, but they just turned the park in the Middle Eastern Dual parking lot. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. But Sebastian Gorka will be right back after this quick message from Jimmy Reefercake. Word.
Okay, Jimmy,
right.
you do your rap battle.
Hold on, let me bring that beat back. Sorry.
Okay, let's see if I can get to this. This beat is getting me. All right. Trump on Twitter. Trump on Twitter, he's fucking nuts. Trump on Twitter, he's got no guts. Trump's a loser. I'm not the chooser. Fucking assholes like, who? Guy redneck motherfucker. Other guy, tiki torch bitch. Not my fault again. I never did it. I don't know, man. This beat, it's so quick. I gotta
110 beats per minute. Wait. Yo, I'm a white dude with some tight jeans. I like you too. Hey, don't write memes. Go get them. What? Yeah. That's all I got. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody from the 313. All done.
That was tricky, but nice job, Chris.
Hold on, I'll play it. See,
Okay.
we can all come together over music.
That's right.
Okay. So we're almost at closing time. So do either of you have any closing remarks?
Whose turn is it to go first?
Chris.
My closing remarks would be, if you are still talking about the 2015 or 2016 election, you need to go and reassess what you're actually worried about. Okay. I was going to say you could go F yourself, but that would be mean. What I suggest you do is focus your energy on people who are in power. And if you want to make up conspiracy theories, if you have conspiracy theories, go looking up conspiracy theories on people who actually run the country. It would be a lot cooler for Jimmy Dore and H.A. Goodman and Tim Black and people, and I'll say Jimmy Reefercake and that, if Hillary Clinton had won, then we could have stayed on that same trajectory and we could have kept criticizing Hillary Clinton. She's not there anymore. You're swinging at shadows, man. Fight the person that's actually there.
Okay, Jimmy, your turn for the closing statement.
Yes. Hey, Chris. I don't know, man. Is it really so simple? I think it's pretty fucking complicated. So I'm really glad we debated. And the truth is, we just don't know. So I keep listening to different people. I keep listening to Tim Black. I keep listening to Sam Cedar. And someday I'm going to talk to him, tell him thank you for let me play my songs, even though he disagrees with me sometimes, and so do you. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was fun, Chris. I tried, brother. I tried.
No hard feelings. Leave it on the field.
Good job. Thank you for keeping it civil and fun.
Isha, you've done great, and all the Hypocrisy podcast is so lucky to have both you guys on.
Yeah. We gotta do plugs quick.
Yeah, go for
Plug it, brother.
So Facebook.com/profession confession. Help a dude out. Go there. Check that stuff out. It's a podcast I work on, right? It's not my podcast, but it's a podcast that I help out with. So if you go there, it would be helpful. That's all. And
Isha, have you listened to it, Isha?
No, I have not.
I will say you brought it up, and it's amazingly addictive and enthralling of a podcast. I think I almost heard all of them now.
Thanks, Jimmy. And then patreon.com/the experiment if people want to help support me, and then I post YouTube videos there sometimes. You can also get to my YouTube channel just from clicking on the video at the top called Can Donald Trump Read? I was one of the first people on that story, if not the first. So there's my conspiracy theories.
There you go. I like those PP tapes too, Chris. I really do.
Fingers
Take
crossed.
care, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Peace. I'm going to stop it.